Hey guys, I'm back out here again, and I learned that the garage door makes a nice tripod for the magnet mount. Anyway, I got a few things I want to get done on this thing, button a few things up. I really want to get it running, so today might be the day for you guys to see that. Watch a rod shoot right out the side of the block, you know what I mean? So follow me along. I'm gonna go with the flow here, so check it out. Gonna talk about some of the stuff I want to get done on this thing. I got my exhaust. I hit it with the old flap wheel and a couple coats, 2-3 wet coats of barbecue grill paint, and I think it turned out pretty good. At least it'll blend in more than anything rather than stand out looking rusty brown. So I also did painted, you saw in the last video, I painted this elbow piece with some cast iron paint. I don't know if it's gonna burn off this instant that this thing starts running, but I kind of wanted to put it on there as an experiment kind of thing, see what happens to it, if I can use it in the future on some stuff. But I got this little nipple here that I'm pretty sure is a coolant bleed type thing, and that wasn't on the old cylinder, so I gotta block that off with something, with a little cap or something. Air box has to go on. Let's see. Oh, oil filter. I got one from work to throw on there. I want to get it full of coolant, make sure there's no leaks, and see if this thing fires up. I have no idea. Bought it non-running. The guy said he cleaned the carb, so, and I don't think this is the same guy who rebuilt the thing, so maybe he knew what he was doing. He just didn't want to get into it any farther. We're gonna find out. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna just try to fire this thing up. It's gonna be interesting, to say the least. So stick around. Oh yeah, and I want to get that exhaust put on before we start this thing up. Everybody's got a junk drawer, right? If you don't, you should start one. You never know what you're gonna need. Naturally, I probably won't have what I need. Might need that. That one's a little nicer. See what's in drawer number 2 here. That might work exactly perfectly. Oh yeah, perfect fit. I just had a thought, which can be dangerous sometimes, but I found a little pipe plug in my junk drawer, and it looks kind of close to the size of this nipple. So I'm gonna pull that thing out of there and see if I got something. I'd rather have a plug than a hose with a bolt shoved in it, which I might change. Let's be real, if it works, I'm not gonna change it. But I'd rather address it now and know that it ain't gonna work, so let's give it a shot. I think we're golden. It's got the same threads, same diameter, just this little Allen key plug. So I'm gonna shove that in there. I'm not convinced that's actually the same. If it doesn't want to start, then I'm not gonna force it. So I think this one's going back in. was having trouble getting this bolt, these carriage bolts to stay in this bracket of this muffler, so I found a little O-ring in my junk drawer. I'm going to use that to hold that bolt for me. So that's why you should have a junk drawer. Got a few things done. We've got an exhaust system. We've got a little coolant. We've got a little coolant block off pipe. The exhaust is black. Cool. I put the air box in. I realized I got a little bit of a broken one, but I'm probably gonna end up doing something so this isn't flopping around in there the whole time I'm riding it. I pulled the spark plug off, or the spark plug wire off, so I could crank it over with the starter and make sure everything is lubed up and stuff. I might pull the oil filter off after I crank it for a little bit and make sure there's oil coming through it and whatnot. And we'll see if we can start it, I guess. Maybe I'll turn the fuel on and get some fuel pumped into the carb while I'm cranking it. So I guess here goes nothing. Oh, we got oil flowing, that's good. Man, I'm nervous now, jeez. I don't even know which way the fuel's got to be. I don't think I got all the air bled out of the cooling system, but it's not really going, and I just kind of want to see if it fires off. So I think this is the moment of truth. I got some coolant put in it a little bit. Tried opening up that little screw we put in that bleeder hose, or that block off hose, to try and bleed air. Nothing happened. I don't even know if that hole goes through in that little fitting. So I don't know. I plugged the dash back in, see if it gets hot or whatever. But if it fires up, I'm gonna run it for a little bit and see what happens. See if she goes kaboom or not. Nothing happening. I'm gonna see if a little bit of fuel makes it pop. Okay. It ran, but it sounded kind of terrible. Well, it appears that I'm not getting fuel into the engine. Whether it's to the carburetor or not, I don't know. That's what I want to find out right now. So, easy thing to do is pull the inlet line off, crank it over, and see if fuel's coming out. And we know if we've got a carburetor issue or a fuel pump issue. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Well, it looks like I got fuel coming out of here. I'm gonna pull this line off. At least a little. Yeah, it's in the line. I'm gonna hit the starter button and see if we get fuel in that rag. It's not wet. Got no fuel coming out of there. It should have fuel in it. Definitely got gas in it. That ain't the problem. Got gas in it. I got no pumpage. No fuel pumpage. All right, I'll see what I gotta check next. I did a little bit of troubleshooting on the fuel pump. I have a pulse from the crankcase. I have fuel coming to it. I got no fuel coming out of it. I'm guessing the pump's probably bad. And I kind of hate what I'm about to try, but I want to see if it does anything. I'm gonna spray it and let it run a little longer and see if it pulls any fuel up that line. Plenty of fuel in the tank. It's kind of like everything around the pump is testing good, but I don't know. The pulse wasn't super strong from the pulse line, so I don't know if running it's gonna help, but I'm gonna try it and you guys are gonna see it. Man, that's a racket. Well, I'm pretty sure the pump isn't working, so I'm gonna let it sit. Maybe the cooling system will bleed. I don't want to do any more brake clean stuff like that. I don't know what all that noise is down in the bottom area, but I think it's got to run. So I'm gonna get back out here, order a fuel pump, and it's way too hot outside now. I wanted to get out in the morning. It's afternoon now and it's hot, so I'm done for the day. What's up, guys? It's about, I don't know, a couple days later. Actually, it might be the next day. I don't remember. Anyway, I've got a new fuel pump. Came from Jeff's Jungle website. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 1 day prime shipping comes in handy sometimes. So I'm gonna get the fuel pump swapped out and see if it pumps. I think it's gonna work because I could blow through the suction, like the vacuum pulse hose. I could suck through it one way and it was like hard stopping, but if I like blew air through it, it would blow through. And the new one, you can't really blow or suck air through it either way. I'm assuming the diaphragm is blown out or something on the old one. The new pump was like $19 with hoses and clamps and stuff. So I figured I'm just gonna put it on. I'm not even gonna waste time with it. And then we'll see if we get fuel up to the carb, and maybe this thing will run by itself and make horrible noises, and then we can figure out where those are coming from. So my goal for tonight, get the fuel pump on, call it a night. So hang out and watch. Okay, got the new fuel pump on. Went pretty smooth, pretty easy without all the plastics on there. I got the fuel line off right now. I'm going to wrap this rag up so I don't make a huge mess. I'm going to see if that rag gets fuel in it when I try to crank this thing. And I hope I didn't leave the key on from last time. Oh yeah, cool. I did. This thing probably dead. Yep. Right on. Let me go grab a jump pack. Oh yeah. I can tell you one thing, I saw fuel coming out of that rag, but it cranks a little slow because the battery's dead. Well, that was a success on one front and a failure on another. Got a working fuel pump, but I was an idiot and I left the key on last time, so I got that battery on boil. Actually, no, can't boil with this charger, but I'm gonna let it charge overnight and probably get back to it tomorrow, see if it came back. I hope so, because it's a brand new battery. Sometimes you gotta pay your stupid tax though. So I think we'll be able to have this thing running on its own fuel, which will be nice. And then maybe it needs to circulate some oil and stuff to get some of that noise to go away. But only one way to find out, and you're going to see it. So next time I see you, see ya. What's up, y'all? It's been a couple weeks since the last time I touched this project. I've been running around, like going on vacation. I had some things to do. My band had a gig I had to play, so we were working on that kind of stuff. But where I left off last, this thing was cranking over really slow. It felt like it was hitting compression every time it hit over. And I thought something was wrong with the compression release mechanism, just because that's the way that was acting. But I figured out that the battery was, well, I killed it one time. The first time I tried to start it, I left the key on and let it run down. And it's an AGM battery. I tried charging it slow. It didn't come back. It was like 6 volts, maybe 8 volts at best. So I think it had a internal short in it, and it was really didn't have the cranking amps to turn this thing over. So I sucked it up and bought a brand new battery, same thing that was in it before, Menards special, and got it all filled and charged, and I just put it on, and the thing is actually cranking over normal. So I whipped out the camera, and I'm gonna see about getting this first real start on film. I ended up replacing the fuel pump. Not sure if I showed you guys that, but it's a new, good old Jeff's Jungle Amazon fuel pump. Seems to be working. The old one was, I think the diaphragm was ruptured. So with that and the new battery installed, I'm gonna set this camera in a solid spot and we can see if we can make some smoke on this thing. just to make sure I got spark, I'm gonna try this. Well, it won't run on its own fuel, and the fuel in this thing is unknown. And from what I can smell right now, it's pretty old. So I think I'm gonna do what I really need to do and drain the fuel out and put some fresh fuel in and pop the carb off and just open it up and see how bad it is. Because if it's not running this way, I'm assuming carb's full of crap. So let's get that apart, see what we got, and take away that variable from our unknowns. Okay guys, check this out. This is nasty. Got this like jelly stuff everywhere. That's just probably just ethanol byproduct from sitting. So this, I'm gonna pull the jets out, pull the float out, clean everything up. And that should help with the fuel delivery problem that we're seeing here. So I'm gonna get to it. Back onto the bike it goes. Okay, just did a battery change on the GoPro. I'm gonna put it back where we started the first time and give this another shot. I think we'll have fuel this time. All right, guys, we made some noise right there. I'm pretty stoked about that. I can't help myself. I gotta know if it's got gears, so I'm gonna try and ride this thing a little bit with no plastic on. Well, it goes. It's got power. It seems to be running good, but I got this crazy like clattering noise coming from the motor. I don't know. It seems like it's running like it's all there. I did some reading. I might pull the CVT belt cover off and see if like the clutch is chattering or something. Also did some reading about the starter Bendix rattling around inside there, but I'm gonna call it success for the evening. I'm probably gonna put this video out there because I said to you guys I was gonna have a running quad next video, and I've been holding off until I get to that point, and here we are. I'm gonna run this thing one more time, and maybe one of you guys knows something that could be causing this noise. I would very much appreciate some insight. So check this out. So if anybody's got any idea what that could be, I don't know. I might try putting the old chain tensioner back on, the automatic hydraulic timing chain tensioner, and see if that makes a difference. It's an easy thing to try. The manual set it as you go, kind of by feel thing. I don't really feel the difference. I could feel it kind of drag the engine down a little bit when it was idling, so I just backed it off from that point until it quit. But it hasn't made that noise go away, so I'm hoping it's not something in my bottom end. That'd be a real bummer. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be that guy right now and say, if you made it this far, go to the channel and hit the subscribe button. I've been really appreciative of the people that have been clicking that button. It really makes me feel like I don't know, it motivates me to keep making these things and gives me some accountability. That I know I got people out there watching what I'm doing, and I don't want to let you guys down. So hit that button. It makes me feel a lot better. Eventually, maybe I can make 10 cents from this video, so I would appreciate that too. And anyway, thank you again for watching, and have a good one.